the alley that wasn't there. The night began the way most Friday nights did for Martin. Too many pints, too much laughter, and too little memory of what pub came after the last. His mates had decided on a crawl across the city center, moving from one neon-lit doorway to the next. Somewhere between the third and fourth bar, Martin had drifted behind, his vision blurred with ale and cigarette smoke. The crowd swallowed his friends, voices muffled by the thrum of traffic and music spilling from open doors. He ducked into a narrow alley to take a piss, half thinking he'd catch up in a minute. The brick walls loomed on either side, slick with grime and shadow, the air damp and strangely still. When he zipped up and turned around, he froze. The alley wasn't dark anymore. The faint orange glow of daylight spilled across the cobblestones at his feet. Cobbles, he blinked. Moments ago, the ground had been cracked tarmac littered with takeaway wrappers. Now it was uneven stone, slick with morning dew. The traffic noise was gone. Instead, the cough of an old car engine echoed from a nearby street, followed by the whistle of a paperboy. Martin stumbled out of the alley and into a world that made his stomach drop. The city was the same. Familiar corners, the same curve of road leading to the square, but stripped of everything he knew. Shiny chrome bumpers and pastel-painted cars lined the curb. Shop windows displayed tidy rows of hats, dresses, and transistor radios. Every passerby was dressed sharp, men in tailored suits and trilbies, women in patterned skirts and beehive hair. It was broad daylight. Martin rubbed his eyes, convinced he'd blacked out or taken something stronger than lager. A bus rumbled past, painted in old liveries he remembered only from history books. Its side advertised cigarettes in cheerful fonts. Nobody gave him a second glance, though his trainers and nylon jacket stuck out like a sore thumb. "Christ," he muttered, trying not to stumble. Panic gnawed at him as he wandered. He pulled out his phone, but the screen was black, dead. Not even the usual low battery warning. Just a dead weight in his palm. A pub door caught his eye, the King's Arms. He knew it. At least he knew the modern version. A refurbished spot with neon lights and sticky floors. But here it stood solid and proud, with frosted glass windows and a painted sign swinging gently above. The sound of clinking glasses and laughter spilled out. Inside, smoke hung in the air. Men in flat caps nursed pints of bitter. Cigarettes wedged between fingers. A jukebox in the corner played the Beatles. The smell was tobacco, spilled ale, and polish. Martin's head swam. He approached the bar, every eye following him. His trainers squeaked on the wooden floor. "You lost, son?" the barman asked, wiping a glass with a rag. His accent was rough, local. Martin hesitated. "Yeah, just trying to find my way back." The barman raised an eyebrow. "You don't look from around here." Before Martin could answer, the front door banged open. A group of young men, sharp suits and slicked hair, strode in laughing loud. One of them stopped short when he saw Martin. "What's he wearing?" he jeered, pointing at Martin's trainers. The others chuckled. Martin's heart raced. His mouth went dry. He mumbled something about needing air and turned toward the back of the pub, desperate to escape. A narrow corridor led to a door marked "Private." Something tugged at him. Instinct, maybe, or sheer desperation. He shoved it open. Behind it lay a dim passage. His chest tightened, the smell of damp brick returned. The sound of the jukebox dulled to nothing. The corridor narrowed, shadows swallowing him, until at last he stumbled into the alleyway once again. Night had returned. Neon signs flickered across wet pavement. A taxi honked from the main road. His phone buzzed in his pocket, screen lighting up with missed calls. "Where the hell are you, mate?" one text read. Martin turned, half expecting to see cobblestones again. But the alley was as it had been, modern, cracked, littered with wrappers. The pub door he'd walked through was gone, replaced by a graffiti-splattered brick wall. His mates' voices drifted from the next street, carefree and drunk. Martin staggered toward them, his legs weak, his mouth dry. He didn't tell them what happened. He laughed it off, caught up as though nothing had changed. But as they moved to the next bar, he kept glancing back over his shoulder, searching for the pub that had no place in this time, and wondering if it was still waiting for him on the other side of the wrong door.